Imagine a small penny that looks completely normal, but could actually be a rare hidden treasure. Today, we're going to talk about the top 4 wheat pennies that stand out because of their unique features and history. Make sure you watch till the end, because one of these rare coins might already be in your collection. Top 1. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark. This coin might seem like just another piece of copper from the past, but in the right condition, it has shocked collectors by reaching values close to $310,000 in today's auction market. The 1945 wheat penny was minted during the final year of World War II, a time when the United States was still recovering from economic pressure and material shortages. These pennies were produced in large numbers, and millions of them circulated across the country. Because of this, most people assume they are very common and not worth much. However, what many don't realize is that certain rare examples, especially those with unique characteristics and preserved details, can become incredibly valuable. This particular coin, the 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark, was struck in Philadelphia. Coins from this mint during that time did not carry a mint mark, which can make them seem less special at first. But the real value comes from a combination of factors such as condition, strike quality, and rare errors or subtle variations that only experienced collectors can identify. Now let's talk about condition, because this is where things get interesting. The coin we're focusing on is described as being in circulated condition, specifically very fine, with visible scratches. Normally, scratches and signs of wear would reduce a coin's value. But in some cases, even a circulated coin can command a massive price if it has rare features or an exceptional strike. The detail in the wheat stalks on the reverse side, the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, and the clarity of the date all play a huge role in determining its worth. Coin collecting worlds, small differences can mean everything. A slight doubling in the lettering, an off-center strike, or even a unique die crack can transform a common coin into a collector's dream. Some 1945 wheat pennies have been discovered with these rare errors, making them extremely desirable. When such a coin appears at auction, collectors compete aggressively, driving the price higher and higher. The idea that a circulated coin with scratches could reach around $310,000 might sound unbelievable, but it highlights how passionate and competitive the coin collecting community can be. For serious collectors, it's not just about owning a coin. It's about owning a piece of history, something that stands out from the rest and tells a unique story. Another important factor is rarity within condition. While millions of 1945 pennies exist, very few survive in a state that still shows strong details along with rare characteristics. Over time, most coins were heavily worn, damaged, or lost. Finding one that still holds clear features, even with minor scratches, is already uncommon. Add a rare variation or error into the mix, and suddenly, the coin becomes a once-in-a-lifetime find. If you're wondering whether you might have one of these valuable coins, it's worth taking a closer look at your collection or even your loose change. Check the date carefully and confirm there is no mint mark under the year. Then examine the coin under good lighting. Look for sharp details, unusual markings, or anything that seems different from a typical penny. Even small clues can make a big link's also important to understand that not every 1945 wheat penny will be worth thousands, let alone hundreds of thousands. Most are still only worth a small amount. But the excitement comes from the possibility, the chance that one rare piece could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Collectors often recommend getting a coin professionally evaluated if you believe it might be special. Expert grading services can confirm authenticity, assess the condition, and identify any rare features. This step is crucial before considering selling the coin at auction, as verified coins attract more serious buyers and higher bids. The story of the 1945 wheat penny is a reminder that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking objects can hold extraordinary worth. A coin that once bought a simple item decades ago could now be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Top 2. The 1951 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln wheat cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. These coins are easily recognized by the two wheat stalks on the reverse side, giving them their popular name. In 1951, millions of pennies were struck, especially at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark. Because of this, most people assume that a 1951 penny without a mint mark is extremely common and not worth much. While that's true for the majority, there are always exceptions that change everything. This particular coin becomes valuable when certain rare characteristics come into play. The example we're focusing on is described as a large date, 1951 wheat penny with no mint mark, found in circulated condition with very fine details and visible scratches. Normally, scratches and wear would reduce the value of a coin, but in the world of rare coins, uniqueness can outweigh imperfections. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out, even if they are not in perfect condition. The key to understanding the value lies in the details. A very fine coin still retains strong design features. Abraham Lincoln's portrait remains clear, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are still visible with decent definition. Even with scratches, if the coin has a strong strike and clear date, it becomes much more desirable than heavily worn examples. Now, when you combine that condition with a rare minting variation or error, the value can increase dramatically. Some 1951 wheat pennies are known to have unusual features, such as double dies, repunched mint marks on other versions, or subtle die errors that make them incredibly rare. Even though this coin has no mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, it can still carry unique characteristics that collectors are willing to pay huge money for. These small details are often invisible to the untrained eye, which is why some valuable coins go unnoticed for years. The coin market is driven by demand, rarity, and story. A coin like this represents a piece of American history, a time when pennies were still widely used in everyday transactions. Over the decades, most of these coins have been lost, damaged, or worn down beyond recognition. Finding one that still holds very fine detail, even with scratches, is already uncommon. Add in a rare feature, and it becomes something truly special. Auction houses play a major role in setting these high values. When a rare 1951 wheat penny appears in a well-publicized auction, collectors from around the world take notice. Bidding wars can push prices far beyond expectations. What might start as a modest estimate can quickly climb into the hundreds of thousands when multiple collectors compete to own a unique piece. It's important to remember that not every 1951 wheat penny will be worth a fortune. In fact, most are still only worth a few cents or a few dollars, depending on condition. The $320,000 value applies only to extremely rare examples with special characteristics. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting, the possibility that a rare treasure could be hiding among ordinary coins. Think you might have a 1951 wheat penny? The first step is to check the date and confirm that there is no mint mark under the year. Then, examine the coin, carefully under good lighting. Look for sharp details, unusual doubling in the letters or numbers, and any signs that the coin might be different from a typical example. Even small variations can make a big difference in value. Coin professionally graded is always a smart move. Experts can evaluate its condition, confirm whether it has any rare features, and provide an official grade that increases its credibility in the market. Certified coins are much more attractive to serious collectors and often sell for higher prices at auction. The story of the 1951 Wheat Penny reminds us that value can be hidden in the most unexpected places. A coin that once had almost no purchasing power can now be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. It's a powerful example of how history, rarity, and collector demand can transform something simple into something extraordinary. Top 3. The 1952 Wheat Penny doesn't look special. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat stalk design on the back, part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. These coins were produced in massive numbers, especially at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not include a mint mark. Because of this, millions of 1952 pennies exist today, and most people would never expect them to be valuable. However, in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not always about how many coins were made, but about how many unique or exceptional examples still exist. The coin we're focusing on is described as a large date, 1952 Wheat Penny, with no mint mark, found in circulated condition with very fine detail and visible scratches. While scratches and wear usually lower a coin's value, certain rare features can completely change the story. A coin in very fine condition still shows clear and strong details. Lincoln's portrait remains well defined, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side are still visible with noticeable lines. Even though the coin has been circulated and has scratches, it can still attract serious collectors if it has an unusual or rare characteristic. This is where things get interesting, because small minting differences can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Some 1952 wheat pennies are known for having rare die variations, such as slight doubling in the lettering or numbers, off-center strikes, or unique die cracks. These details might seem minor, but they are highly important in the collecting world. A coin with one of these features becomes far more desirable, especially when combined with a decent level of preservation, like very fine condition. The idea that such a coin could reach a value of around $330,000 may seem shocking, but it reflects how competitive the coin market can be. Collectors are always searching for coins that are different, coins that tell a story, and coins that are hard to find. When a rare 1952 wheat penny appears at auction, it can quickly become the center of attention, with bidders pushing the price higher and higher. Another factor that adds to the value is survival rate. While millions of these pennies were originally minted, only a small number have survived in a condition that still shows strong details. Over time, coins get worn down, damaged, or lost. Finding a circulated coin that still holds very fine detail is already uncommon. When that coin also has a rare feature, it becomes something truly special. Collectors often look for specific signs when examining a coin like this. The date should be clear and bold, the lettering should be easy to read, and the overall design should still have depth. Even with scratches, a coin that stands out visually can attract attention. Lighting and magnification can reveal hidden details that might not be visible at first glance. It's important to understand that not every 1952 wheat penny will be worth thousands or hundreds of the thousands of dollars. Most are still very common and hold only small value. The high price tag is reserved for coins that combine rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting, because the possibility of finding something valuable is always there. If you think you might have a 1952 wheat penny, start by checking the date and confirming that there is no mint mark under the year. Then examine the coin carefully. Look for anything unusual, such as doubling, misalignment, or strange marks that could indicate a minting error. These small details can make a huge difference in value. Professional grading is another important step. Having your coin evaluated by experts can confirm its authenticity and condition, and it can also identify any rare features that might increase its worth. Certified coins are much more trusted in the market and often sell for higher prices at auctions. The story of the 1952 wheat penny is a perfect example of how something small and overlooked can turn into something incredibly valuable. It shows that even a coin with scratches and signs of use can become a prized collectible if it has the right characteristics. What once was just a 1-cent coin could now be worth more than most people would ever imagine. Top 4. The 1953 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a design that was used for nearly 50 years from 1909 to 1958 on the front. It features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and on the reverse, the classic wheat stalks that give the coin its popular name. In 1953 millions of these pennies were minted, especially in Philadelphia, where coins were produced without a mint mark. Because of the high mintage, most people assume that these coins are extremely common and not valuable. But in the world of coin collecting, true value comes from rarity within the ordinary. While millions were made, only a small number have survived with unique characteristics that set them apart. The coin we're focusing on is described as a large date, 1953, wheat penny with no mint mark, found in circulated condition with very fine detail and visible scratches. Normally, scratches and wear would reduce a coin's value, but certain rare features can completely change that expectation. A coin in very fine condition still holds a strong level of detail. Lincoln's portrait remains clear, the lettering is readable, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still show defined lines. Even though the coin has been circulated and has scratches, it can still be highly desirable if it displays unusual or rare minting traits. This is where collectors become very interested, because even the smallest difference can turn a common coin into a rare collectible. Some 1953 wheat pennies are known to have special characteristics such as double dies, where the design appears slightly duplicated, or die cracks and off-center strikes that occurred during the minting process. These features are often difficult to notice without close inspection, but they are exactly what collectors look for. A coin with one of these rare variations can attract serious attention, even if it is not in perfect condition. The idea that a circulated coin with scratches could reach a value of $340,000 might seem surprising, but it reflects the passion and competition within the coin collecting world. When a rare example appears at auction, collectors from around the globe are willing to bid aggressively to add it to their collections. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and visual appeal can drive prices to incredible levels. Another important factor is how few of these coins remain in collectible condition. Over the years, most 1,953 pennies have been heavily worn, damaged, or lost. Finding one that still retains very fine detail is already uncommon. When that coin also includes a rare minting error or unique feature, it becomes something truly special and highly sought after. If you have a 1953 wheat penny, it's worth taking the time to examine it closely. Start by confirming the date and checking that there is no mint mark beneath it, which indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Then look carefully at the coin under good lighting. Pay attention to the details in Lincoln's face, the clarity of the lettering, and the condition of the wheat stalks. Look for anything unusual, such as doubling or irregular marks, which could indicate a rare variety. Even small details can make a huge difference in value, which is why many collectors use magnifying tools to inspect their coins. What might look like a simple scratch could actually be part of a minting error, and that could significantly increase the coin's worth. Professional grading is also an important step if you believe your coin might be valuable. Experts can evaluate the condition, verify authenticity, and identify any rare features. A certified coin is much more attractive to buyers and can achieve higher prices in the auction links. Important to remember that not every 1953 wheat penny will be worth a fortune. Most are still very common and have only a small value. The high price of $340,000 is reserved for extremely rare examples with unique characteristics and strong detail. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting, the possibility that a rare and valuable piece could be hiding among ordinary coins. The story of the 1953 wheat penny is a reminder that even the smallest and most overlooked objects can hold incredible value. A coin that once represented just 1 cent can now be worth more than a luxury car or even a house, depending on its rarity and condition.